and welcome back to another episode of Business is Pleasure. This is Business is Pleasure. My name is John Francis, and I am the co-owner of the Clarendon Trading Company. This is where we take some time to review our previous week, go over what was happening, and also talk about what's going on with the business as a whole. First off, guys, Happy New Year. Thank you guys so much for the continued support, watching us, helping us, and going along this beautiful journey that we have. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is Colette. She's a bit cranky right now, but it's okay. I'm used to it. You know what I mean? I gotta take care of my baby, make sure she's okay. You know how I do, guys. So the first way we always start off Business is Pleasure is, how was your week, Colette?
You go first.
So ask me. You gotta ask me, like,
How was your week?
How's my week? What happened last week? So last week was pretty cool because it was New Year. We took a couple of days off just to like relax and rewind and everything. So I think that was definitely very, very needed. It was nice that we were just able to like just really relax and not have to worry about work or the business or anything like that. So that was really nice. And then New Year's came and it's like, okay, bam, right back into it. So we have a bunch of ideas that like we want to get ready for New Year's and everything. And we've been like procrastinating just a bit about those things. But we know what we want for the business. Now it's just like writing those things down and implementing them as much as possible just to ensure that we are successful. But overall, my week has been really good for the most part, just like remaining consistent with the business and just trying to ensure that like we try to be successful pretty much as possible, you know what I mean? Nothing's really changed for me for the most part, right? As you guys know, I quit my job back in September. It's been like 4 months and a couple of days, and best thing I've done in my life, guys. If you want to quit your job, just do it. Who cares if you don't have a business? Just do it. And yeah, that's how my week was. How about yourself?
My week was good. I finished all the stuff that I had to do for the end of the year, so that was nice. The beginning of 2019, it felt good to like be like refreshed and ready to like work again, I guess I could say. So that was nice. And yeah, I'm just ready to get on my
2019 grind?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Are there any like personal goals that you want to see accomplished this 2019? Let's hear one.
No, I don't talk about them. I just do it.
Okay, one personal goal that I think I want to really work on this year is just like being more consistent with myself. Cause a lot of times people will be like, hey John, you want to go do something? I'm like, yeah. I'll say yes right away. So this 2019, I'm just going to be like, okay, I'll consider it. I'm going to be considering everything 2019, you know what I mean? And then when the time comes, no one can be mad at me because I considered it and I didn't want to come. Or I did consider it and I did come. So no one can be mad at me. So all 2019, everything's going to be is under consideration. You know what I mean? Because I think a lot of the times people get upset with you when you're like, yeah, man, I'm definitely coming. Then I act like an asshole saying I'm coming, then I end up don't coming, you know? So it's like, I want to really work on that, keep my word, and just consider everything. So I'm going to keep my word by considering everything. Everything is under consideration, all 2019. So that's what it is.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay, cool. So in terms of the topics that we want to talk about, I think they're really cool because like they really talk about like reselling online and having an e-commerce business. Like this first topic right now, the importance of descriptions. I think that's something that's like so minute and really like small, but it's something that can really impact your business in a huge way, right? And for instance, like if you have just a picture of the item and you don't have the sizing, you don't have a proper description of the item, it's really hard for the client to really be able to know like, hey, like what is this piece of clothing like? You know what I mean? How can I know that this is exactly what I'm gonna get? Because I can't see it in front of me, I can't touch it, I can't smell it. So I think having descriptions is extremely important because it allows the client to know like, hey, this is what you're getting, and it gives them a bit of confidence about the item as well too, right?
So what do we put in our descriptions?
So one thing that we do in our descriptions is just like, we just give a brief description of the item. So like, let's say it's an Adidas sweatshirt like this one here. It's like a classic Adidas sweatshirt, perfect for the everyday. You can accompany with this, and this item. And also just the sizing as well. And also, we don't do this as much as we should or at all, but I'm gonna say as much as we should, measurements. I think having measurements of the clothing as well is extremely important because of course, again, you are online. If someone is a particular size, it's good for them to know like, hey, like this one is really nice, but maybe it's a bit too long, or maybe the arms aren't as long as I'd like them to be. So I think that's really good just to have like those those things implemented in the description so it can make the buying process so much easier for the client and everything.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that we should consider possibly.
Yeah, no, definitely not. In terms of efficiency, we've thought about it before. It's just way too much work, way too much time, and because like we don't have enough hands to like do things like that, or what we're gonna have to do is become not as efficient. Because think about it, like how are we gonna? Because the way our process is for posting online is that we go through our Google Drive, right? From what I know, I don't think there is any way to attach a Word document to a particular picture, like the measurements. So maybe if we could do that, that would be a good way. So that would mean every single time we'd have to go and find the item, write the descriptions down, measure the item, and then finally post it online. And like with posting 8 times a day, having over like 500 items on hand, I don't see how that's efficient at all for us. I think it's very beneficial. Don't get me wrong. It's definitely very beneficial, but it's just like hard to actually execute.
But like, I feel like what's the harm in doing like a trial and error period to see if it could be beneficial? Like, let's say we do that and it ends up giving us like a certain percentage more sales. Like, who's to say that it wouldn't be effective? And like,
it definitely will be. My thing is not if it's going to work or not. I know it's definitely going to be beneficial for the client. My whole thing though is just that it's not going to be very efficient for us.
Yeah, but you don't necessarily know that unless we try it, right?
Oh well,
like,
do you want to do a trial run since you're so?
No, I don't.
Yeah, since you love this idea so much, do a trial run.
No, I don't.
Maybe for a month. See how it goes, babe.
Okay, let's change the subject.
See how it goes, and then like.
It's fine.
But like no, but seriously, like I'm with you. I think we should do a trial run. I just don't want to do the trial run. So if you like this idea, and also maybe it actually is a good idea. Adding measurements to items, I think that's amazing because like large is really different from brands. You know, like a Gap large might be different from like an H&M large. So I definitely understand that.
And I feel like, especially if we're trying to do more like women's clothing, like I'm a woman, like I know I don't like buying something if I don't know how it fits.
No, definitely.
So like, and like not everyone is like as keen to be like, yeah, let me just message the seller and like figure that out.
Yeah.
You know, some people are just like, oh, it's not there. Okay, on to the next one.
No, most definitely. But yeah, like I think like if it is something that you are interested in doing, I think definitely like yeah, give it a shot. Like and then we can like look at the analytics, see how much it is helping and how much it isn't. But I definitely know it would be extremely beneficial. Extremely beneficial. It would be nice though if they had an app that can tell you like the measurements of a picture.
I'm sure they do.
I don't know. Like you know what I mean?
I'm sure they have like you can like put your phone up to something and
yeah. But it won't do that for a picture that's already taken though.
Yeah, but if they have it for that, why wouldn't they have it on the flip side for a picture?
Okay. Then if they do, then yeah, that should be so helpful. It'd be extremely helpful. But I definitely agree with you. I think that is something that like will just make it easier for the client in terms of the buying process and everything because they don't have to worry like, oh well, this is a large, but like how large is it or whatever, you know, this is a small.
And people always ask, not always, but like I'd say
it does come up. It does come
maybe
up.
Maybe like 15-20% of the time, like people do ask us for the measurements regardless. And then,
no, I'm definitely not 20. No, that's way less than that.
I said 15 to 20% of the time.
Yeah, but let's be honest. It happens like maybe like once a week, and we post 56 items a week, right? So like once a week. I can't remember the last time.
Okay, sure.
So maybe
let's say 10%.
I'll say 5, maybe 2.
Okay, let's say 5% then.
Okay, sure.
That's not even take into consideration all the people that we don't even know about that just passed because
the measurements aren't there. Yeah, for sure. But we can only focus on what we do know, right?
Yeah, but we can always hypothesize.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. But that's what I think. Like, I think if you want to take on that challenge, I think that'd be great. And honestly, it is going to be helpful.
Okay.
I personally just don't want to do it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I personally just don't want to do it. I'm not sure if you guys have noticed. I got a little bling on me. You know what I mean? So Colette niced me and got me a little birthday gift. So I was really happy. It was my birthday a couple of days ago. I'm now 29 and feeling divine and looking so fine.
It was your birthday yesterday.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Babe, what was yesterday?
I don't know. It was your birthday 2 days ago.
And she doesn't even know my birthday, guys. Like, you know what I mean? This is what I gotta put up with, man. She doesn't even remember my birthday. Do you know my last name?
Not sure.
See what I mean, guys? But it's fine, man. It's fine. You live and you learn. Also, when it comes to the importance of descriptions, I think with improving our descriptions, it's also good that we improve maybe like our engagement skills. Yeah. When it comes with clients and stuff like that as well too, right? Because I think right now we kind of have like a set, maybe like not skit, not let's say a set script that we do with clients, and it's really just like, how are you? Like, you know what I mean? How's everything going? Have you heard of Client & Co? But I think there are ways that we can engage with the client and make their shopping experience so much more enjoyable. Maybe by showcasing them other pieces that they may be interested in. Because I think we'll let them like, hey, like the shorts are over here, the t-shirts over there. But what I'd like to see in 2019 is like, oh, like I love those shorts. Have you considered maybe pairing them with this t-shirt?
Yeah.
Or like, you know, have you considered maybe like, hey, like those shorts, they'll look good with like these shoes or something like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I think like you can definitely incorporate more, but I think like overall we just kind of have to like feel the person out. Like we can't just like apply like that one model to like
oh no, definitely not. It's case by case, right?
Yeah, like I think like we can do more because like there are times when we do that, but like I feel like we have to kind of have like a level of like cadence with the actual customer to figure out like, okay, what type of shopper are they? Are they the type of person that is looking for something in particular? Have they come up initially asking us a question? Are they possibly going to want a little bit of help or assistance, or are they someone who like just wants to be left alone? You know?
Yeah, and I think like the best way we can figure that out is just asking them.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, like, are you looking for anything in particular today? And some people are like, nah, I'm fine, I'm just browsing. And some people be like, yeah, I'm actually looking for this type of shirt. And like, you know what I mean? And I think there from just asking that one question is like, are you looking for anything in particular? That's when we can like really figure out, okay, what type of client are you? Are you someone that wants to go in and out? Do you want to actually enjoy this process and go through all the clothing to see if you can build an outfit? Because I think that's one thing in 2019 that I would like us to see more is like build outfits with people. Help them really like have a definitive style when they come in with us and leave with pieces that match that style.
Yeah, no, for sure. And also a thing that I think we can incorporate for like online is like when people contact us, like I get this a lot through like Facebook Market because sometimes like things will sell and I don't get to Facebook to take it off as quickly as I am on the other apps, for example. And like they'll be like, hey, is it still available? And I'll be like, no, sorry, it's not available. And like sometimes the conversation will just end there, and it's like that should never happen. Like, like it should always be like, no, it's not available, but like I have this. Send pictures of like similar styles. Also, like you can check out our website for more info, like for other stuff. You know what I mean? Like it should never just be like, no, we don't have that. Like we're not a Jamaican restaurant. Like we should always
leave my people alone.
We should always be going.
First off, okay, you were mad a second ago. Be mad.
I'm
okay,
so mad.
If you're gonna be mad, which no one knows why, but be mad. Okay.
So we should always go above and beyond to like help make their experience as great as good as it can be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that like a lot of, because essentially we're in sales, you know what I mean? A lot of salespeople forget is that like there's always an opportunity to make another sale, if not now, maybe in a month from now, maybe 2 weeks from now. And I think by doing that extra bit of customer service, like, oh wow, you're looking for this Bob Marley t-shirt. We don't have this Bob Marley t-shirt in particular, but we have other band tees in that size that you may like, you know what I mean? Let me send you some pictures over and let me know what you think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think continuing that funnel now is extremely important because it's like, it's not gonna work all the time, of course, because like I'm a picky shopper. If I don't see something that I wanted and someone gives me something else, I'm not gonna really want it anymore. But then there are times where it's like, oh crap, this is even better than what I wanted, you know?
And there are people who like aren't picky shoppers. Like, sorry to say, there are people that are just like looking for something cool, you know? So like they may just be like, oh yeah, I actually do like that. Sure, I'll grab that instead, you know? So like it's just about like giving them more options, more opportunities to like make a sale, more opportunities for interaction, building a relationship, and at the end of the day, just like good customer service to make them remember you.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think that's what's always important, like what you said, that interaction, because that's where our business is going to be able to differentiate itself from other businesses. How is our interaction, you know? We see it when we go to different shows that people sit down, they don't make eye contact with no one, they're not engaging, and we realize we can't interact with people like that, you know? So I think we have to take that same mindset now from the real world into the actual virtual world and be like, hey, like, yeah, man, like, we'll help you out. Like, what else?
If you could put a percentage on it, what percentage do you think, like, for sales, like, events, for example, what percentage of our sales do you think come from us, like, interacting with people? And what percentage do you think just comes from people just, like, happen to, like, pass by?
75.
Same.
75%, like, yeah.
Because, like, I've seen it happen probably, like, I can't remember how many times, but like
they're like, sure, I'll look.
Yeah, where people are literally like, the booth is here, people are like walking by and like they're almost like about to go, and then we say something and then they turn around and they're like, oh, okay, this looks kind of cool.
Like, sure.
And then they come in, they buy stuff, they bring their friends, they buy stuff too. Like
it's like, why not?
It's like if we hadn't have said hi, they would have gone around and probably never even came in.
Yeah. And I think like it's you have to be humble when it comes to sales, because like I think we have an amazing product, but if we don't talk to our customers, they will never know that, you know. So we kind of have to be as direct and as engaging as possible. Be like, hey, this is our brand. We hope that you enjoy it as much as we do. Have a look.
Yeah, and I know sometimes like it can be awkward.
It's
like
always
it can
awkward.
It can feel kind of weird. Like you're saying hi to a stranger to come look at like your stuff, and like they may or may not be interested. But at the end of the day, like my mentality is like I took my ass out of my bed, came all the way here. Like I'm trying to make money. Like I'm not standing here just to look cute. Like I don't care if I have to say hi to 50 strangers and have them just look at me and ignore me and don't even say hi back. Like I'd rather at least one of them come in and buy something.
No, 100%.
I could care less.
100%. And a good aspect about that too is like we have to be consistent. Like I said, in the virtual and the physical world, because that's what's most important in everything, you know. And I think in terms of consistent as well, we've been able to be really consistent in thrifting. Since I quit my job, we've been thrifting 3 times a week for a minimum of 3 hours a day.
I miss thrifting. I should come with you one day.
You know what's funny? I was actually talking to my boy from Pick and Roll Vintage today, and I was telling him, he's like, oh, like, does your girl ever thrift or anything? I was like, yeah, she used to do like 90% of the thrifting, and like, you know, like, but like, I'm like, honestly, she doesn't really miss it. But like, honestly, maybe sometimes she misses it.
I do miss it.
Like a 1-2 time. Maybe
I was honestly,
you were good. Yo, if it wasn't for you, our business would have fell. Like,
honestly, I was a cowgirl. Like, I'd go early in the morning. I'd have like my water. I'd have like everything just like
your music ready.
My music, everything just like tucked into my pockets, like all ready. Like, you know, minimal clothing so I don't get too hot. Like I'd go in.
Like you have to, you know what I mean?
Diving through the piles of like literally diving, like all the dust in my eyes, like
coughing because like all the different like fur and cotton balls in the air and everything.
Like dander, everything.
You know.
Everything. Honestly, I'm gonna come with you one day.
Yeah, sure you are.
I am. I miss it. I'm not coming at like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Then you're not coming then. Maybe like 11. Go for 15 minutes and leave. Yo, so I think like one of the major benefits of us like just like thrifting more is just that. It's just like there's more pieces that we can go through, so it allows us to be so much more pickier. Because like when we were thrifting maybe like just once a week and you were doing for like 4 hours, it forced us to be like, we had limited opportunities.
Yeah, like I'd get stuff with like rips and stains. I'd be like, oh, this can come out.
Yeah, like, oh, distress, it's just distress.
Yeah, just hoping and praying that it could come out. Or like we take a lot more chances on like zippers and stuff. Like if things were broken, we'd be like, whatever, we can fix that, get it repaired.
Yeah, but that's extra money now.
But it's extra money. Like literally to fix a zipper, it's like at least $7. That's a whole $7 profit that we're not making. We used to be like a lot less selective. Now it's like we don't really have to be so like you know, we can be picky and we can put back stuff that doesn't really sell as much, or put back stuff that we have like duplicates of or whatever. Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things I like too now is like we're able to give the customer the best product as possible. You know, because like now it's not like we were rushing before, but now that we just have so much more options to pick from, you know. Before it's just like it's like the idea of the probability of numbers, you know, like the more you pick, the better options you're going to be able to find, and the better product you can get to the clients and everything, you know. And I think that's like really stood out.
And I'm actually really, really excited for all of our events this year, because like think back to last year when we went to all of our events, we were just going off of what I by myself could pick, going thrifting like once or twice a week, you know what I mean? Whereas like now we have so much more stuff, and we actually have stuff that we can cater towards the season specifically. Because like even last year, like I remember there was a lot of like, we did at least like 2 or 3 like outdoor summertime events. We literally had winter jackets, like
remember, like
fall and winter jackets. Like people would come up and be like, oh, like I remember this guy came up, it was when we went to the Dundas West Fest, and it was like it was like outside, like it was like midsummer, like August, right? Or July, late July.
Because that time we weren't looking for that much t-shirts, which I don't know why.
No, it was because I was picking by myself,
and you didn't know the t-shirt pile.
No, I did, but like the t-shirt pile, literally, you have to be there for like hours on end.
Not an hour. You have to go through the whole pile.
Yeah, you have to go through the whole pile, and it's like I'd go there with 2 hours to pick in total. Yeah. Like I can't spend an hour there, and it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
there's
like,
so much other stuff. So like I wouldn't really like focus on the t-shirts as much. And like literally I remember the Dundas West Fest, like I was talking to this guy, I was like, hey, come check out our stuff, like we have tons of like vintage or whatever. And then he was like, oh, he was like looking around, he's like, oh, it's all winter, eh? And I was like, yeah.
You're scratching the back of your
neck. Yeah, exactly. So I'm excited for all of our events this year. Like we're actually gonna have t-shirts and summer stuff and shorts and
even within that too, it's like now we're going to be expanding like our women's line and stuff, so being able to like have a variety now of like women's pieces and men's pieces, I think that's definitely going to be extremely beneficial to the clientele, because now they're going to have options. They're not going to be stuck just like, oh well, they only have these pieces, so I can only pick from these pieces. Like, we're going to have a wider variety for them to pick from, which is important, because I think being able to have options when you're shopping is one of the best things ever, but at the same time one of the worst things as well too, right? Because too many options is sometimes really, really bad, but then not enough.
I think overall it's a good thing, because like,
no, 100%,
you're catering to more people. Like, you're catering to a wider variety of people, and feeding whatever desires they may have or whatever they're looking for. So I think it's never a bad thing, and I'm really excited because this year around we're gonna have a really good mix. So.
No, I definitely. And so like, and that's why I think it's good to like for us to thrift as much as possible. And the same idea I think we've brought to content distribution and like the benefits of having more content, you know what I mean? And I think one major benefit of that is that, again, it's allowed us to engage with a larger audience base, because with more content usually means more demographics that you're hitting, or more content that you have, which will allow more people to like be able to engage with that content, right? Yeah. So I think us like creating like a lot of content, from like this podcast to Old Fashioned to the article that we do to like your stuff that's going to be coming out and stuff, you know what I mean? So I think like being able to do all that stuff allows us to just expose ourselves to a broader audience, which is extremely, extremely important. And also helps with like our whole social media presence too, right? It shows people that like, oh crap, okay, well, if I need to learn about reselling, I have their podcast. If I want to just hear something that's informative and like entertaining, I'll watch their IGTV. Or like, you know, if I want to learn about something that's old school, I'll read one of their articles, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and like we have like a variety and like a large amount of content to allow us to interact with our community like consistently and daily, you know, because like we're not naive to the fact that like we're not that special.
Yeah. It's up to us. It's up to us,
like
right?
We're not naive to the fact that like we're not that special. Like, there's like hundreds of thousands of other people doing pretty close to the, if not the exact same thing that we're doing. So like we kind of have to like take it the extra mile and do something to differentiate ourselves. And one of the ways that we do that is by like being consistent and like putting out different content in different ways on a regular basis daily, so that way our audience doesn't have the opportunity to forget about us.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the most important things, because we talk about this all the time, right? We live in a newsfeed society. You know what I mean? So if we're only posting something at 8 o'clock, it's unlikely that people at 9 o'clock at night are going to be able to see that, right? So we have to be as consistent as possible to give people different pieces of content at different times, so they can engage with our company, you know? And also, like, not only different pieces of content, having different platforms so people can interact with us, you know? As big as Facebook and Instagram are, some people might not use those things and they only want to be on YouTube.
Yeah.
So, you know, they have access to us there, and vice versa, right? So I think with us having a lot of content and also being able to distribute on different platforms, that really does help us broaden our horizon, and also like try to attach ourselves to as much new clients as possible.
Yeah, there's one medium that we've been posting on for a while now that like really, well, like to me it doesn't really seem popular at all, at least not in our like marketer demographic. So it's called, there's one called Article and there's one called Medium. We've been posting our articles on there for probably about the past like year to 6 months, and like sometimes it does get like a little bit
of traction or whatever, right?
No, like sometimes it gets a little bit annoying, because it's like, okay, like what's the point of me even posting stuff on here that people generally speaking aren't even really looking at? But like for us, I think it's really important to think long term, because like just because people aren't looking at it now doesn't mean that there's a potential that platform may not be the next, like, I don't know, this may be a bit of a stretch, but let's say it's the next like Facebook, or it's the next Instagram,
or like the New York Times
or
articles.
or like the online New York Times, for example, and like at least we have like a really good base on there already if that does happen.
Because when you think about it, right, that's how Instagram was at one point. And like at the end of the day, like
Instagram was like a photo editing place.
Yeah,
right?
like, you know what I mean? Like no, and only iPhone users could use it. Imagine if everyone was like, yeah, I don't really care about this, you know what I mean? So, but like, and I think that's one thing that we gotta understand, especially with like different social networks. we kind of have to try them out and see how they go. Just like our apps, right? We see which apps work, which apps don't, and then we just take it from there and everything. But I think as long as we're willing to try, we'll be able to understand like hey, like we tried this out, we realized that what wasn't working, and we take it from there. But one thing I think with Medium though, I think it's like any other social media app, is that like you kind of have to interact with the other users as well.
Yeah,
so you get some interaction.
I haven't been interacting at all. That's
Like, you know
one thing
what I mean?
that I probably should be doing more of. Like, I don't like
Let
any
people-
other articles
or leave comments on
comments.
yeah, like, you know what I mean.
No.
And the reality is like social media, you have to be social for you to be
Noticed.
productive on it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's like if we think we can just like put it there and like, yeah, it's gonna go do its thing. It's like it doesn't work like that. You know what I mean?
Kind of unlikely.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that. Okay, cool. So do you have any last words before we get on out of here?
No.
I'm gonna stop asking you that. Like, I'm really gonna stop asking you that because you never say anything. Like, what's the point of me asking you if you have any last words?
Well, finally you learned.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
It's about time.
to me, like 36 episodes. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Business is Pleasure. If you have any questions, feel free to hit us up in the DM or in the comment section. And until next time, peace. Oh yeah, and like and share so we know that you care.